Let's talk about what a good resume looks like. A good resume starts with this 5 to 10 second rule. What does that mean? Well, you're not going to have a lot of time to impress people when someone gets your resume. You're going to need to be able to show them in a very short amount of time. You only have a few seconds to keep their attention. So, what I like to think about is that the function of that resume is much more important than the design. A lot of job seekers that I talk to, they try to put all these fancy bells and whistles on the resume and keep updating it and upgrading it with fonts and pictures and graphics and things. But really, what you need to create is a resume that someone actually wants to keep reading. So don't make them dig for relevant information at the bottom. We want to put that all at the top so that people know exactly where to find the things that are most important and relevant to them. Keywords are also very important. And every time that you send out a resume, you should be customizing it based on a job description that you have for a job. That way, when a company sees that, they'll also see the exact keywords and phrases that were in the job description. And now you've also matched your own experience and achievements in that resume with these keywords. So when they see it, they'll think, oh, this is the person for the job. It may feel like cheating, but this is the best way to do it and catch someone's attention. Bullet points are the foundation, they're the building blocks of a good resume. So being able to write really great bullet points is important as well. We start off our bullet points with powerful verbs. I like to think of them as action verbs, things that put you in the action of that particular task and talk about the actual impact, not just the task itself. I like to think of words like executed, established, produced, and there's hundreds of others that you could use to start off the bullet point with a really strong word. Companies care about KPIs, which are also known as key performance indicators, like money and time. So when you're using bullet points, you're using these powerful verbs and you're talking about impact, it needs to have to relate to how you're going to save them money, make them money, or save them time, or some version of these things, because companies need to justify why they're going to hire you. And the easier that you can give them a preview of how you're going to be able to do that for them, the better that it's going to work out for you. I like to think of the skills, experience, and metrics formula here to be able to use these things in a bullet point to get all of the information across that you need to. One, skills. Skills are keywords from those job listings that are claims to what you're good at. So it may be a very specific technical skill. It may be a non-technical skill. It may be something that's transferable from something you've done before. But you want to use something that's specific from the job script description, usually from the first couple lines in the bullets that the job description has for the responsibilities of that role, and find those skills that are really important for that job and make sure that those end up in the bullet points. Add experience, which is your specific relevant experience that substantiates the claim that you have that skill, and then add metrics. Metrics are numbers, they're percentages, they're dollar amounts, they're any way that you can quantify the success in your experience to showcase a really great bullet point. The structure in your design of the resume is also important in how you format it. At the top, you want to use highlights and skills. These are relevant accomplishments or achievements that are right at the top so that they don't have to go digging, remember, to find these things. And unless you're a new grad, I don't recommend putting education up there at the top. I recommend having these highlights up there. You can match the highlights, the things that you've achieved and accomplished, to keywords and phrases mentioned in the job description. And you can use that job description to also highlight the different skills that you have. The applicant tracking system, many companies use this to be able to parse information on resumes automatically into their databases. Now, we want to avoid adding graphics, boxes, pictures, weird fonts on our resumes in the design, because this can affect how it is parsed in that applicant tracking system and whether or not it actually retains some of the information on there. I always like to say, avoid the applicant tracking system when you can. Send resumes directly to hiring managers and recruiters when you're applying to try to avoid this, because that's going to also develop a relationship, and it's going to be much stronger than just applying into an abyss where you don't know who it is that you're talking to and what it is that you're going to get out of it.